Welcome to SidekicksDirect, your source for the latest news and interviews straight from the Dallas Sidekicks. Help us grow the channel by hitting the subscribe button and being the first to be notified of new content from the team. Now, here's your host, Scott Wegener.
Put yourself in the boots of a soldier in the U.S. Army and take real steps towards becoming a leader while you make a real difference in the world around you. You'll gain leadership skills in one of more than 150 career fields. Find out if you qualify, take a step forward, and become a leader that can make a difference. See yourself in our boots at goarmy.com/DFW. Welcome into a very special edition of Sidekicks Direct. Obviously, right off the top, that was our presenting sponsor, the U.S. Army. And I am honored to be joined today by a member of the U.S. Army, Staff Sergeant Hector Zapata. Did I say the last name right?
Absolutely, man. Nailed it.
All right. Didn't want to butcher that one, man.
I appreciate it. Nah, you did good.
I'm really excited to have you on here. Army is obviously our presenting sponsor. I want to get to soccer stuff really quickly. So the reason that I wanted to talk to you is because you actually play for the U.S. Army soccer team, essentially, correct?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So how did it all come about to joining the U.S. Army soccer team? Who do you guys play? Where do you play? Just give me the whole scope. Give me the whole range of it.
So, when I was first looking into joining the Army, I wanted to continue to play soccer. And that was one of the biggest things. When I looked into it, I was like, will I still be able to play? So the recruiter that was talking to me, he's like, well, we have a program inside the Army. It's called the, All Army Sports. And I'm like, really? Okay, so tell me more about it. So we got multiple different kind of, sports, boxing, volleyball, triathlon, softball, stuff like that. And soccer was one of them. So I was like, oh, shoot. So, how does this work? So once a year, people from all over the world, man, submit applications to try to get invited into the trials. And then about 30 get invited. And then about 80 make up the team. And then we go play against semi-pro teams. We played against, some of the academy teams from FC Dallas. We played against universities. It depends where camp is being held. Sometimes it's in Georgia. Other times it's been in Arizona. So we try to stay, within the community, go out there and play against some of these schools and semi-pro teams and professional teams. We played against the Jacksonville Armada before. That didn't go as we planned, but hey, it was a great learning experience. Also against the Silverbacks, which is obviously now Atlanta United. Fun. At the end of it all, we go to what is called the All Armed Forces Soccer Championship, where we get to play against the same, basically kind of like the Air Force team, and then the Marines, and then the Navy.
So how did you do in the last one? I know the answer to this, but I want you to say it.
Yeah, it's right there, bro. It's like see, my gold medal's right in the back. Yeah, we won it all, man. It was great.
So you guys in the championship played the U.S. Armed Air Force, right?
Yeah.
So you sent me the link to that game, and I actually watched. I didn't watch all 90 minutes. I probably watched about 35, just kind of like flipping through and things like that. So a 2-1 victory, and that was in April of last year?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of cold over up in Everett, Washington, just north of Seattle.
So what is the trash talk like between the Air Force and the Army, or the Navy and Army? Is it pretty cordial, or do you guys? I mean, you guys can be known as kind of a rough group, a rough and tumble group. So,
I think it prior to like any other rivalries, man. Prior to, it's all fun and games, and and we have mutual respect for each other and stuff. Not much trash talking going on, but once that whistle blows, it's like I don't recognize you. Until the whistle blows again and the game is over. Hey, man, hey, good stuff out there, and stuff. And it's back to, hey, was doing our daily duties and stuff. And just, like I say, like any other athlete, that they prepare for the games and stuff. And then once the whistle blows, it's just so focused and trying to get that positive result. But then we understand, though, that, our livelihood, at least in the military, is not soccer. It's just something that we get to do to represent our own branches. So we know that, we got to go back to jobs and stuff like that. And we try to look out for one another in that aspect. But other than that, man, I mean, it is, it's.
Yeah,
it's a fun, war.
I did notice that there weren't too many. Bless you to whomever in the background.
Oh yeah.
I did notice that there weren't too many, crunching tackles like you'll see around Dallas and some of the Sunday leagues and the Thursday night leagues and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
It did seem like it was competitive, obviously, but it seemed
Mm-hmm.
almost respectful. I thought that was a really interesting point that you made because it was actually something that I noticed in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, many people won't notice it because we're out there playing hard.
Yeah.
We're out there playing hard. We all want to get those bragging rights. That's mainly what it is. But we still understand, where our, I guess where we're going to go back to.
Yeah.
And we don't want to send anybody back, somewhere and be, have some injuries and stuff. And that's something that's unfortunately happened a lot to us. Our team captain got his ribs broken, but it wasn't, it was, and stuff like that. But it's injuries that happen.
Yeah.
So, but nothing malicious.
So I want to step away from soccer just momentarily here, and then we'll get back into it because I think I have a fun story for everybody, and I kind of teased you a little bit of it when we were chatting before. We got so what inspired you to join the Army, and what have you all done since you've been with the Army? Because you've been with the Army for quite a while now.
Yeah, I'm going into my my 10th year right now, and frankly, Scott, I never thought that it was going to be an option for me. I wanted to be a professional soccer player, and that was number one. My dad died when I was 15, so I had a lot of responsibilities and stuff. So I'm originally from Honduras, and like I said, soccer was something that I wanted to do. But I had my mom, always telling me, son, you need to go to school, you need to get your degree and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I need to have a plan B. And honestly, college was my plan B. I went through the whole thing, went, at college, and then I went and played professional soccer for a year over in Rochester, New York. And, life happens, I'm married, I have 2 kids, and that's when my firstborn came about. And I figured that I couldn't afford to play professional soccer anymore. So I started looking to see kind of where I could go that kind of like helped me, I would say, in a sense, prepare me and basically take care of myself and take care of my family and give me the better chance that, that I would, that I put invested time in, and that myself would be taken care of, and then my family would be taken care of. So I started exploring all the different options, anything with, obviously related to my business degree, and I couldn't find anything. And it wasn't until I actually came and talked to the recruiter that I learned exactly what the Army was about. And I was like, surprisingly, I never, it wasn't an option for me. But as of this point, man, it has been the best decision that I've ever made. And we're contractors, so we sign anywhere a contract from 2 to 6 years. Every contract that I signed in the Army has been for 6 years because I see it as that. I see it, hey, this is going to be my career. I love being in the Army. I love the people I'm with, man. That the games that you see, like I tell you, man, those guys are my brothers and stuff. And it's something that it's hard to explain because we are all over the world. I have a friend of mine right now who's a Border Patrol agent who's part, who you saw in that video. I have another one who's already in the Army. I have another one who's in New York. I have another one who's overseas in South Korea, so, but when you talk, it's just like, hey, bro, like it was just yesterday,
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's what I was looking for, because soccer and stuff. And, and I'm just glad that I, that I was able to find the Army, let's say.
So what have you all done since you've been in the Army? I mean, now you're doing recruiting, but I'm assuming there were some other probably a little more challenging things that you've done in the Army. Tell me about the process of from year 1 to year 10.
So, when I first joined, I went to basic training, and I went to AIT. And AIT is basically where we go to college and learn how to do our jobs. My first job in the Army was a helicopter mechanic.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. The Apache helicopter mechanic, which is like the one in the middle of stuff, man, blowing stuff up. And, it's really awesome. It's really awesome. Going out to the field, and when I was in Colorado, for instance, right, I saw these things shoot during the night. I'm telling you, man, I still get goosebumps when my hair starts thinking, because I'm over, we're in a plateau and they drop into a little small valley. So we're looking, from down into the valley, seeing these guys shoot during the night, and it's just awesome. So I did that for about six years or so.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I was getting ready to do a switch to see if I could become a pilot and fly that. But then I came on orders to come to recruiting. And I've always considered myself a people person. I love people, man. I love talking to people, and I love talking to people about the Army. So when I came to recruiting, I just realized I'm like, man, this is like exactly what been looking for. And so I decided to, make this my permanent job, man. And now here I am.
Well, I'm jacked. I'm ready to sign up. I'm just kidding.
Hey, man, you ever thought about it?
I'm probably a little too old. I don't know that I don't know that there's many mid-30s guys that are
mid-30s,
joining the Army.
I was 31 when I joined, bro.
Oh, really?
I was 31 when I joined. Yeah.
Okay. So, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, I honestly didn't even know.
Yeah. I was one of the old guys over there in basic training. So yeah, it was me and this other Navy dude. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Since you brought that up, what was, when I think of the Army, and maybe this is just, preconceived bias or whatever it may be, when I think of the Army, I think of 18, 19-year-old kids. What was it like joining the Army at 31, hitting up basic training, as a grown, like a legit grown man? You kind of know your life. You're married. You've got a kid already. What was it like being in there with kids, and how were you able to perform physically? Because obviously basic training is very physical. How were you able to match up physically with some of the younger guys?
Surprisingly, man, I was like in the top 3.
Okay,
performance-wise, physical.
Good for you.
I know, man. Right? I think it was because of the soccer background.
Yeah. Soccer
background, and I was in the top 3. So much so that at the end they do this is a physical test. It was called APFT. Army Physical Fitness Test, and there was a tie between 3 of us for the highest score. So yeah. I made it there. I think I was robbed on the push-ups side, but I'm not gonna get into that, man.
I can do about 3 of them right now. So that's,
oof.
Yeah, hey. I'm not upper, but I'm a soccer player. It's a lower body strength that I got.
You're telling me, man. You're telling me I haven't done anything in the last 3 weeks because my last game over there at the Soccer Alliance, I pulled my hamstring 20 minutes in, man. I'm like, come on. I'm a goalkeeper. I
was just gonna bring that up. So you're the goalkeeper for the Army team. I've seen you play in the Dallas Soccer Alliance, and I think NTPSA. I think I've seen you play as well. But were you a goalie growing up? Have you always been a goalie, or did you make a switch as you got older?
Well, when I actually came to the States back in 2000, I came as a forward.
Okay.
Yeah, because the coach, God bless his heart, Steve Hayes, he was the head coach at Oral Roberts University. And when I contacted him, I was like, I play goalkeeper and stuff. And I sent him a video of myself playing. He told me, hey, man, I already have goalkeepers. I don't need a goalkeeper. I was like, look, coach, I just need the opportunity, man. I can play forward too. I said, and I'm just looking for the opportunity. He's like, hey, the opportunity you want, the opportunity you get, man. And so, I thank him with all my heart for that, man. And I showed up, and yeah, so I'll play forward. And my wife says that I'm a better forward than I'm a goalkeeper. But I'm 41 now. I don't know. I can't want to be out there, right?
You're a pretty good goalkeeper. Like I said, we've played against each other before, and I'll share my story here momentarily. But I understand. Like, so I play forward now, and I'm 35, as I was saying. And man,
bro,
it hurts after,
It
takes days to recover.
I didn't know about an ice bath.
Yeah.
Until all Army soccer camp and stuff. So every day, after practice, after every session, actually, we would do an ice bath. It hurt, but it felt great. Yeah.
Have you ever done the? So we have a partner, it's cryotherapy, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever done that where you go in at negative 1,000 degrees or whatever?
Yeah. I've done the one where I've done 2. The one where your neck,
Yeah.
And then the other one where you're like, you're in the room.
Yeah.
And that one, I like that one better because they put some music on and you kind of like, run around and,
Yeah.
But yeah. I've done that. It's an experience.
It definitely is. I did feel, so I've done it a couple times, and it made me feel great, honestly. And I know a lot of our players use it, obviously during the indoor game. You get pretty beat up. So it works really well. So have you played any indoor soccer?
So when I played back in 2007, right? That was the season I played for Rochester Rhinos up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
On my way after my contract expired, one of my friends, John Ball, set up this trial for me with the Milwaukee Wave back when Keith Tozer was the head coach.
Keith Tozer, I've known him since I was 5 years old. I'm actually officiating his son's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, I've known Keith forever, man.
You know Mark Litton?
I know
the
the
goalkeeper
name.
coach?
I know the name. I don't know him.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, Victor Nogueira, I don't know if you know that name.
I know the name. I know the name. Yeah.
So he was the guy that I always grew up with. But yeah, I've known Tozer since, for 30
Small
years.
world,
Yeah,
man.
it is crazy. And I grew up in Milwaukee. I was a huge Milwaukee Wave fan before he turned to the dark side for the Sidekicks. So that's very cool. I know, right? So sorry, keep on with your story. I just thought that was
well. So I went and tried out with the Wave, and it was it was good enough that Coach Tozer offered me a contract, but we just couldn't agree on some of the terms.
Yeah.
I was married and stuff, and I was competing against a 19-year-old Dutchman, Marcel Feenstra. You recognize the name?
That name I know.
Yeah. So Marcel, and Marcel was just him by himself and stuff. Less for the team to carry with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like expenses wise. So it was definitely in that aspect the better choice.
That's crazy, man.
That was, man. Yeah.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, I know, man. And then when I was in college, after I joined the Army, I went to Korea. That was my first tour. I spent there 3 years, and I went to Colorado Springs, and then there I played with the Blizzard. But I what I could, stuff like that. But yeah. Those are my stints with indoor, man. I'm not a really big indoor fan. Let me tell you that, though, Scott.
Is there a particular reason why, or?
Oh, because it's rough on the goalkeeper, man.
It is.
Oh, I tell you, yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I mean, I get emotional sometimes in there and stuff. And if you're like 5 feet from me, you're trying to kill me with the ball, I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
So
I have played. So funny enough, I've played forward most of my life, and I also had to play a little bit of goalie in college. We had 2 guys go down, both with broken wrists. So I got stuck back there because I could catch and was like relatively athletic.
Yeah.
So I ended up playing a lot of indoor goalie.
Okay.
And I feel you, man. Those shots coming from like 10 feet away, they just if there's nobody in front, or even if it gets deflected, that hurts, man.
It does. And now you got the wall to deal with.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, I was in Colorado. They took a shot above, and I lifted my hand up to deflect, and I was like, oh, it's going past me, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I just left my hand like that, hit the backboard, came back and hit my thumb, jacked up thumb. And that's the kind of annoying part of it that I just don't like about indoor. I can play indoor. It's just not my cup of tea.
I asked our goalie. He was our first guest on our very first Sidekicks Direct. His name's Juan Gamboa. And I asked him, I'm like, do you have to be a little crazy to play indoor goalie professionally? And he kind of laughed. He actually did a really great laugh. And he talked about, he's like, I think you do have to have a little bit of nut. There's got to be something, the wiring's got to be a little off to want to stand there and take that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I think, indoors more so than outdoor. I love the outdoor aspect of it that, hey, I welcome any shots from far. If you score on me because of a great shot, I'm like, dang, man, he ripped that one, It's something that you can't feel bad about.
Yeah.
But if you score on me from 5 feet out because you just, ripped it, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
There's so many deflections and things too in the indoor game because it's such a condensed space that that's the thing that drives me crazy, because you can be in position to make a great save and it can hit a defender and just go the complete opposite way up or nine. You know what I mean? It's just
Remind me, Scott, how many quarters are in an indoor professional game? 4?
So they do. It's 4 15-minute quarters.
Okay.
So and throughout the course of a game, I mean, there's usually 20 to 30 shots on each goalie. And they're
exhausting.
It is. I mean, you would think playing goalie, when you play outdoor goalie, I've played outdoor goalie, you don't break a big sweat a lot of times, right?
No. Let me go take some water or, that kind of stuff. But
I mean, when it's 110 in Texas, you do, but
true. Yeah.
After an indoor game, I've dapped up Juan Gamboa and I'm like, God, you are so sweaty, man. Get off of me, because he's my guy and everything, but
yeah,
it's a bit too much. So
it is, man.
I want to get to this story because I
Yeah,
have
bro.
played
I'm
against
intrigued,
you
man.
a few times. So I think the first time I played against you was actually NTPSA. It was a Sunday league.
Mm.
And I got one goal. I've had a bunch of shots on you. You've made a couple of good saves, but I've gotten one goal against you, and it was such a cheap one too.
Was
It was like one of those that got deflected, and I just had to tap it in. It was so easy. It was like
oh my.
There's nothing skillful about it. But
I hate those, man.
I know. As a forward, I love them. They're the easiest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the story I want to tell. So we were playing in a Thursday night league, and I think this was probably about a year ago, and it was when the Dallas Soccer Alliance over at MoneyGram had first gotten going. And I was playing in one of the leagues, and you were the goalkeeper that night. And I am at this point in my life, if there's a 50-50 ball with a goalkeeper, I'm bailing. Like I don't want to get injured. I don't want to tear up a knee.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. Yeah. I learned my lesson the hard way when I was younger.
Yeah.
So we played a ball over the top, and I was giving chase, and you got there, I mean, a half a second before I did. And I tried to bail, and I tried to move out of the way, and you caught it and took a shoulder and put it right in my chest. And I had a bruise in my chest for a month.
Because bro.
I've always, so when they told me that I was going to interview you, when I was talking with my guy, Captain Pena over there, I was telling him this story, and he's like, oh, he'll get a kick out of that, man. But so I want to, you did it on purpose because you really didn't. And I was like, bro, and you're like, I didn't mean it. You're like, I didn't mean it. And I was like, I understand. It hurt like hell, you know?
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. You know, that's why I say, like, hey, sometimes, because guys have shown me bruises when I was playing at Rochester. One of the forwards, what's his name, Matthew Delicat. He went out and played for Richmond Kickers. I remember, it was like our second session, right, into preseason, and they played across. I'm 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. You know, I'm small. He's like 6'3", man.
That's my size.
You know, so he's coming. Yeah, so I yell keeper, and he's still coming. You know, I'm seeing him in the corner of my eye, and I'm like, you know, Deli's still coming. You know, so when as he came close to me, man, I went up and put my knee up, and I put it right on his ribs. Luckily, it was my chin that I put on his rib cage, because he ended up with a bruise. But if I imagine, it would have been my knee.
I know. Listen, I was trying to get out of your way, and you hit me, and it was like the breath was gone from my body for a second. I could not breathe, and I was so mad. And I was, I've played goalie. I understand. Like, you got to protect yourself too. You don't know me from any other guy, right?
I'm taking some bad hits, bro. Of
course. They're no fun especially when you're a goalie, because you're going out there, you got your hands out, you're focused on the ball. You don't know what's going on underneath you, especially at the leg level. Like, I totally get it. So I wasn't like super mad. I was more mad about how much it hurt, honestly.
Yeah. I would too, man. I would have said something to myself.
Nah, you know what? I learned a long time ago, for the most part, not to take that stuff too personally, especially when it's a defender and it's something from behind. Then I get a little mad because it's like, listen, man, I'm 35. Man, I got a job to go to in the morning. I'm not here to
exactly
I'm not Sidekicks or FC Dallas anytime soon.
Exactly. Yeah. I understand. There's some guys out there that I guess because I went to. I don't know if did you play that tournament it wasn't this year. It happened this year, but they happened before. I think it's something like a Budweiser or something happens.
Oh, the Budweiser Cup over at Toyota Fields. Yep, I played. Of course, 3 years. Yep.
So not this year, but the year before I played it. Right, first play of the game, bro. They play a through ball. I come out. I do like the near, like I open myself up like this. Well, this short little Hispanic dude cuts. So when he cuts, I stick my foot out. When I stick my foot out, I get the ball out from under him, and he just drops to his knees looking for the PK. Lands with both of his knees right here, right behind my shin, below my calf.
No,
bro, I honestly, I almost thought he had broken my leg. I was like, wow, come on, man. I didn't go off on him, but you know what I mean? Like, it's he's looking for the penalty kick and stuff, and ends up, almost basically taking me out, man. I had to take like ibuprofen and Iced and stuff because it was first play of the first game.
I know, which is at like, I
morning.
was gonna say it's at like 7, 8 a.m. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I remember.
I'm like, come on, dude. I was looking so forward to playing those fields. You know what I mean?
It is. It's really nice. It's one thing that so it's one thing that I love about Dallas Soccer Alliance is playing over at MoneyGram.
Yep,
They're the best
absolutely.
fields. I don't want to play down in Balch Springs anymore. Like, I'm too old to be stepping in potholes on soccer fields and stuff like that.
We're not that coordinated, man. If I went out there running and stuff, you know, take a wrong step and I'm like, I mean, you know, you can't, you know, so, definitely. Yeah.
I had an idea when I started working with the Army, and the Army was our man of the match sponsor last year. You can obviously see the logo behind me for those of you watching on YouTube. My idea was I want to get your team out to play, and we were hoping to make this happen before, you know, COVID graced us with its wonderful presence. We want to get you guys to do a scrimmage with the Sidekicks at an indoor field. I think it'd be really fun.
Anytime, man. Anytime. You know, it'd definitely be fun. I think I have a couple guys that would love the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know we have a pretty good, you know, group of talented guys that, you know, from all over. So yeah, just let me know a good, you know, probably about a month or two in advance, man.
Yeah.
And we can probably make something happen, you know.
I was gonna say, we'll try and set something up for it, because like I think it'd be really fun. I think for our guys to play a not quite so serious game against, you know, against good competition and have a little fun. And, you know, I think it'd be cool for our fans to come out and watch something like that too. And, you know, I know they love to support you guys as well. So how often are you still playing today?
So, you know, like you said before, man, this COVID has kind of wrecked things. This year we were supposed to go play all armed forces tournament again. So that's the you know, what we look forward to the entire year. And now we just got word that 2021 might have been done with as well. So we might not even be doing that again. So that's 2 years in a row. So other than, you know, Dallas Soccer Alliance, and then every tournament that is happening, that we try to find some good ones, we always go to the one in Florida over in Auburndale.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We all to the Florida Classic, I think it's called. We always go over there, take about 2 to 3 teams, depending on the availability of everybody. And we you know, we have about 3 different teams, over 30s, open. And then we got like a SISM team, which is, you know, it's just SISM is basically, brother, like is the military comes up with these this group of guys. They usually come out of these all-armed forces soccer tournaments, and they become the U.S. military soccer team, and they go represent, and we go play against you know, other countries in the military world games, which is like SISM is like our version of the Olympics.
Oh, cool.
And then also once a year, which it's supposed to happen, you know, 2021, the military World Cup in Egypt.
That's awesome.
It is, man. It is. It's something that I unfortunately have not yet been a part of, but I will, you know, I'm still keeping my fingers crossed that I'll be able to catch at least one of those, man. But it's tough, man, getting picked for that, you know?
Yeah, no, of course. I'm sure there's a lot of talent, you know, a lot of athleticism in the military. I'm sure you guys are all fit, you know, that's half the battle nowadays anyway.
Yeah. And most of them are.
Yeah. Most of them.
Most of them are, man. I mean, you know, like I said, bro, I just, you know, came back from a 3-week, you know, hiatus for trying to heal the hamstring.
Yeah.
But, you know, getting back on Thursday, man. We got a game Thursday and we got a game Friday.
Oh, we have that too.
Me too. Okay.
Yeah, Thursday we have a makeup game, our final game Thursday, and then a makeup game on. I wonder if we're playing you. What division are you in?
Open. I guess Trinity United. I don't know. It's open, I guess.
I think you guys are in Division 1, right? You're in the top division.
Yeah.
We're in the second division. We're a bunch of old guys, man. Yeah, we're moving to over 30 like sooner than later. I'm ready for it.
Bro, I'm clinging on, man. I'm 41 years old. I'm turning 42 this year.
Well, you're playing goalie. I mean, I'm running 18-year-old.
Yeah. If I was if I listened to my wife, I would have been retired already. Yeah, playing forward like you. So I gotta hand it to you. Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. That's why I stay goalie, because I can play a little longer.
Yeah, right. No, I hear. We were playing last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and I took a step and my knee kind of buckled. And I told my wife I battled a torn PCL last year.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I
But you're good
never
now?
really had any injuries. Yeah, I'm good. And I said, if
Okay.
I ever tear it all the way through, I think that's when it's
The sign that,
yeah, that's when it's done. I don't know that I
Mhm.
want to be rehabbing at 36 years old. You know what I mean?
No, man.
So,
I wake up some days, man, and my hips are crooked.
right?
I'm like, what do you mean my hips are crooked? I just went to bed. That's what I did.
I went to
And
sleep.
woke
How
up.
did I get hurt?
I
in my
went to
sleep?
sleep. Yeah. Then I'm looking over at my wife. I'm like, did you do this? Did you something? Because I'm like this. I gotta go to a chiropractor to get adjusted.
That's funny, man.
Yeah, that's what gotta stay active, I guess, for me, man.
So I gotta ask you. So have you been out
Mhm.
to a Sidekicks game since you've been in this area?
Unfortunately, not.
All right. Well, we'll change.
I would get the itch. I get the itch. I want to go in there and see if I can get some training with them and stuff like that.
Listen,
so
I know some guys that work for the team. I think we could make that happen.
We can make that happen. Okay, all right. Some people think that I might be able to still hang. So I don't know, man. I maybe I don't know. I love soccer, man. I love soccer. I love everything that has to do with it. I train kids over at FC Dallas, Goalkeepers specifically and stuff. And yeah, I love that. So I mean, hey, if you can make it happen for me,
you know what? Like I said, I know a guy that runs the team. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey. GM was in here with a really cool player signing that we're about to announce here later this week. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good one. It's a good name in the DFW area. We're really excited about it. I can't spoil it because this podcast is probably going to post. You're
going to have to email me, man, because you're going to leave me intrigued.
I guarantee you've played against him. I guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays all over DFW. So
okay, cool.
Get a couple more questions in here.
Uh-huh.
You've been with the Army for 10 years, 12 years? No, you're in
10 years.
10 years.
Right?
Yeah,
I'll be hitting 10 March next year.
So what are you looking at for the next 10 years? Are you still looking at the Army? You think you're going to stick around or?
Yeah, I think I am, man. I think I am. Yeah, it's the Army is one of those organizations like any other. It's not made for everybody. Mm-hmm. I went to a school that was Christian, and girls were not allowed past the lobby and stuff like that. So not a school for everybody. The Army is just the same. But what I found is that the Army will take care of you. It will set you up for success. There's many things that the Army can do for you that will allow you to be successful. It just depends on what you are trying to accomplish. So that's me, man. Like I want to make sure that that if I'm going to invest my time into an organization, that they're going to take care of me, myself and my family. And the Army does that for me, so that's what I'm looking for, to 10 plus years.
That's commitment, man.
Yeah, bro.
The only thing I've done for over 20 years is play soccer relatively okay.
But this is the longest I've ever been in any organization, anything. I had a job for 5 years and I do something else. This is the longest I've ever been, and it's because I like I said, it's everything that comes along with it. The people, the job is never a routine day. You're always dealing with all sorts of different things and stuff. So it's it keeps you on your toes.
That's very cool, man. Well, Staff Sergeant Hector Zapata, goalie for the U.S. Army team, hoping to play in that the Military Games World Cup at some point. Man, it was so much fun sitting down and chatting with you, man. I hope we can do it again sometime. And
absolutely,
I'm sure I'll see you up at MoneyGram sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Thursday, bro, or Friday.
Yeah, what time do you play Thursday night?
6:45.
All right, I'll walk around the fields and I'll say what's up in person. How's that sound?
Absolutely. Yeah, hey, perfect.
All right, put yourself
in the boots.
Put yourself in the boots of a soldier in the U.S. Army and take real steps towards becoming a leader while you make a real difference in the world around you. You'll gain leadership skills in one of more than 150 career fields. You can be a helicopter mechanic if you really want to. Find out if you qualify, take a step forward, and become a leader that can make a difference. See yourself in our boots at goarmy.com/DFW. Again, this is an episode of Sidekicks Direct. We appreciate you hanging out with us, Staff Sergeant Zapata.
I appreciate it.
For those of you still listening, hit that subscribe button, give us a follow, a like, whatever it is on whichever different platform that you consume us on. We'd appreciate that, and give us a good rating and say nice things about me because I'm sensitive. Staff Sergeant, man, it was an absolute pleasure. I had so much fun, and again, I can't wait to chat with you and see you hopefully up at MoneyGram soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.